Uh-oh. Okay, so hopefully I can just run this one way or the other to get these screws in. Oh, okay, there's always something. Alright, that wasn't bad. I just had to run it down to the end of the dovetail so I can get these screws in there. Just gonna snug them for now. I'm working on fitting up this belt guard, and this is a plastic reproduction. I think it's ABS, and unfortunately I didn't find out that there's another YouTuber that actually reproduces these in aluminum, but I had already bought this one, so it is what it is at this point. Alright, so the original belt guards were just supported by this stud, and they just had a set screw that went through the boss here to lock them down. I don't trust that, and I think a lot of people have modified theirs, so I'm making a little bracket. This is a reproduced or repurposed piece of aluminum out of my scrap pile. It already had a pre-drilled hole, which unfortunately is drilled off center. Let me bring you in closer and I'll show you how that's going to fit up. Okay, so this little bracket is going to go underneath the oil pan and screw up from the bottom and fit in there like that. Okay, so it'll be pretty well hidden. I think that's going to work good. So what to do about this offset screw hole? I got a layout line there. I'm going to offset the other hole also, and this is the side that goes against the oil pan, so it'll actually look like it was intended, because we have the oil pan boss over on this side, so it'll look like that we were trying to give clearance so for that boss. So I won't tell anybody if you guys don't tell anybody. All right, let me get this drilled, and I got to put another hole back here for the guard side. Okay, this is going to be hard to show here, but we've got our little bracket all prepped up. So it's going to go right there, and it actually pushes against there's a little flange back there, right against the fillet. And the angle, it is skewed, but that is the correct angle. So, and I've got a little witness mark I drew, so I'm going to take this oil pan off and then transfer punch those holes and drill them and tap them. Well, the holes didn't line up perfect, but at least I got the screw slots lining up. Hopefully I get a few points for that. Old hillbilly trick here. So to transfer a hard to get to hole like that, just take a little piece of stick or something, pencil eraser or whatever you can get in there, put a little paint on the end, which I'm going to do off camera, and you can reach in here and mark your hole like that. All right, let me do that off camera. We'll see if it works. Hey, that worked pretty good, and it's pretty solid. I'm going to try it without putting a set screw in here first. If it vibrates or wiggles too much, then I can always do that later. And there's what our fastener looks like on the inside. I use one of those little kept nuts, you know, that has the built-in lock washer. All right, well, let's do the guard on the other side now. Okay, guys, I think we're ready for a walk around. We're not complete yet, but we're 99.5% done. Okay, so here's this side. I did put the badging on that was missing. We got our belt guard. We're missing the drive belt on this side, so when we get that, we'll be ready to run. I left the Glitz oilers out on both sides because I'm going to try to flake the bottom sides of these, but that won't be until I get some practice time in. Okay, coming around to the back. Got the motor all sorted out. We got our cord strain relief on. We put the belt guard on this side. We got our badging installed up there. It's the badging is a little worse for wear, but it's an old machine. I mean, I'm fine with it. Tool post and so forth, our vise, and you know, this is not the original style vise. This is actually a South Bend shaper vise. And then underneath, I haven't done anything underneath here. So I got this old Kennedy box. This is actually a U.S. Navy Kennedy box. It hasn't been repainted. It's actually navy gray. And there's nothing in it, but I'm going to clean it up a little bit and put a new lock on there. And that'll be the shaper support box. Let's see, back around on this side. Open up our belt guard here. All our drive mechanism. We got our new belt on this side. The engagement mechanism works nice. We got our new power switch. Yeah, so she's ready to go. So as soon as we get that belt, I'm going to work on grinding up a few tool belt. Let me try that again. I'm going to work on grinding up a few tool bits so that yeah, maybe we can cut something. I've got to tram the vise in still, so actually I think I'm going to do that probably next step here, get that trammed in. So yeah, so anyways, there she is. And it's funny, you work on it and you work on it and you work on it and you just wondering when it'll ever be done, and all of a sudden you run out of parts and you're done. kind of a weird weird but good feeling, you know. It's like, hey, there's nothing else to do. All right, so let me see if I can get this vise trammed in. So I was having trouble trying to tram the vise in, so I got it here on the bench upside down. So the vise body was not square to the mounting plate, and it only has these 4 screw holes. And you can see originally they had these 2 dowel holes in there. I don't think I would have any luck trying to transfer those holes, so I'm just going to add some additional. So I already did some layout here. I'm going to go with 4 dowels because I mean there's not a lot of substantial clamping here, so I would rather do overkill. So I've already laid out locations. So I'm gonna put the screws in, and then I'm gonna square up the vise head to the plate, and then go over to the mill, drill, and then ream for some 3/16 pins. we got our vise body square to the mounting plate, and we've got our 4 3/16 dowel pins in there. I think it'll stay put now, so well, let's see if we can get it trammed in. All right, I think that's good enough for now. Let's check it in the vertical. There's probably a little bit of parallax there, but wow, I can live with that. That's for sure. What is that? Half a thousandths, or yeah, half a thousandths. And which direction is it off? It's off in the down direction, which I guess that makes sense. Okay, I like it.
Okay, so I got to do a voiceover here. So I used this manual for information on how to grind the tool bit. I'm grinding a right hand and a left hand roughing bit, and this is a really good reference book here. So I use that as my primary source, and you can see they recommended 5-degree clearance angles for both the side and the front relief. And then I also got some information out of this Home Machine Shop magazine. It's a rather old one, but they had a similar type tool, although they use an Armstrong tool holder, which had provides a built-in back rake, so they didn't show that. And then this is the information from Atlas on the recommended tool bit. So I use a combination of those three and just what I have seen others do on YouTube. And here's the tool bit. This would be the I would call this a right hand tool bit based on how you would use it in a lathe. So I don't know if that's correct terminology for shape or not, but you can see the back relief, side relief, end relief, and got a little bit of a radius on there. And there's the included angle. Yeah, so, and I just did the opposite for the other one there. It's same geometry, but this one here would be I'm going to call it a left hand, basically the mirror image of the other one. So hopefully they'll cut okay, and probably refine these as time goes on and we learn what we're doing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's our witnesses. Got my grandson Colby and my neighbor Gary. And then here's our machine. Okay, let me come around to the front here. Alrighty, so true to form, I have not started this machine. I've hand cranked it through a full cycle just to make sure we have clearance, but we have not run it. We do have a tool bit in here because I didn't want that thing flopping around. We're just going to first see if it runs. So here we go. Here's the on switch. Okay, we got a motor. And here we go with the clutch. All right. Yeah. Wow, it's pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I did oil everything up. All right, I'm going to try the feed mechanism here. Okay. All right, let me grab the camera. So the ratchet feeder is working, and I figured out that we're at the minimum feed right now. I think it's the minimum feed. It's about 4,000 step over. I don't know what our exact stroke length is. I haven't put the scale on there yet. I just arbitrarily set it. I do have a test piece we're going to do in a little bit. Let's open our belt guard up here. So we're on the slowest speed right now. And we'll come around to this side. Let's have a look inside. Okay. All right, well let me get this set up for a test cut. That's what you guys want to see. All right, I loosened up our retaining clamps, and we got to get our elevation here, so we're cranking it up. I got a block of aluminum in here. That's going to be our test subject. Let's see where we are here. We're just going to get close, and then we can down feed with the swivel feed. Okay, that looks pretty close. Check our stroke length. Okay, that looks good. Coming back. That looks good. Okay. So we're making contact. Tighten up the lock. That's probably good. All right. Motor on. Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay. We were already feeding. We'll learn which direction to turn everything here. Okay, so let's feed down. Oh, I think that's like maybe 10. I think that's 10 thou. All right, engage our feed. Zoom you guys in. Bring it around to this side. Might be a little better. And I did check the clapper is loose and free. Uh-oh, it stopped feeding for some reason. Give it a little help here. I think I need to increase the feed stroke. There we go, first chip. All right, we're going to pause for a second. Okay, I increased our step over. I tightened down our lead screw a little bit so that it will ratchet better. So here we go. seeing about 15,000 step over now. Well, so far it's doing a good job on aluminum. Left a funny mark here where we stopped and changed our settings. Can you guys see all right? Sorry about that. Got an interesting chatter here. Probably need to make our stroke longer so the clapper box settles before it cuts. I'm guessing that's what that is. But anyways, so far it cut. All right, let me reset. We're gonna try a piece of steel. We got a block of mild steel in there. It's got a few Dingus McGee's in there, so we'll see if we can get this cleaned up. Same cutter. I already touched off. I got a 10,000ths down feed, and I tried my best guess at a 10,000th step over. So here we go. That on, motor start, and away we go. Well, I can hear that it's definitely got a little more load with the steel. And I'm just going with light cuts because I don't know what the capacity is yet. And, still learning how to operate everything. Well, it doesn't look too bad so far. And I did put some cutting oil on there. I'm watching the clapper box, and it's definitely settled before it engages the cut, but I can still see we're getting that little bit of chatter mark on the beginning of the cut there. So I don't know if that's the geometry of the tool or just the nature of the beast. Maybe somebody can throw something in the comments. I didn't check the clapper box hinge pin here. Maybe I got a little bit of play there. So that's all the way across. Okay, here's a close-up with my phone. It does a better job on close-ups than the regular camera. So yeah, we get this weird little bounce on the beginning of the cut, and maybe that's I'll have to check with Rusty Knox. That might be the secret of having a little spring to keep the clapper from bouncing. Or maybe I'll mess with this. Maybe I might need to tighten this pin up a little bit. I think I'll try that first, and we'll do the other side. Okay, I did hear a couple of you guys screaming at the camera to check this hinge pin here for the clapper box, and it was really loose. So I've got that sorted out. In fact, you probably saw I had a mark on there where I thought it should be, and I guess I just never tightened it. All right, so same 10 thousandths down feed, 10 thousand step over. I've flipped our workpiece over, so let's go. Clapper box failed to drop. Might have it a little too tight now. Okay, I think I found the sweet spot for the clapper box hinge pin adjustment. So I had to loosen it up just slightly from where we had it before, so it's not getting stuck anymore. It's cutting every stroke. So far so good. So once this one's done, I'm going to rotate this block and work on the sides, and I think we'll try a little faster speed, but I'm going to let this one finish first. Okay, so we're still getting that little chatter artifact in the beginning there, but man, I really like this finish. Just awesome. All right, well, I'm going to flip this over and finish cleaning up the other side because it still had a few of those little dents in there. So we'll get that done, and then we'll switch to the sides. This time I put just with a file, a little chamfer on the leading edge, the starting edge of the cut there, and it looks like it made a huge improvement on that little chatter mark that we were getting. So might be onto something here. So one nice thing about a shaper, or maybe a good thing, bad thing, I don't know, is you can eat snacks while you're watching the machine work. So I don't know, maybe that's a bad thing. Well, other than that little artifact, and it did leave, not as bad, but it's still leaving some. But I think putting a leading edge chamfer definitely helped. But man, I love that finish. Okay, let me show you something else that's annoying that I just figured out. So I was going to try running at the higher speed, and I went to change our belt to the next speed up. And see that bolt right there? It's on the back of the gear case here. So in order to get that belt over that, I'm probably going to have to lower the table, which will cause this to swing forward. I might be able to move this pulley back a little bit. There is a little bit of room. Not a lot of room on this one though, but I could possibly cheat a little bit. So that's one annoyance I've found so far. Okay, so it's curious to see how we're doing on accuracy. Now I did notice we do have a little, I guess it's raised slightly where that chatter mark is, so I'm going to try not to measure there. Okay, so let's just get past that. Try to go corner to corner here. So you guys see that? So we got 879. Check this corner. 879 and a half. Depends on how you hold your calipers. 878. 878 and a half. 878 and a half. Not bad. $8.79. Yeah, just don't know about that chattering. If anybody knows what causes that, let me know. Maybe that's just something you have to live with on a shaper. Yeah. Yeah, well, hopefully we'll figure it out as we go. Okay, we're gonna switch it up a bit. We switched over to the side cuts. Also, we're gonna cut from left to right this time. I changed our tool bit. I've swung our clapper box around the other direction, and I've also changed the offset on the feed mechanism. So, oh, and we're at the next higher speed setting. So hopefully this is not a train wreck, but here we go. Oh, let's plug it in first. And yes, I did unplug it to change the speed setting. Okay. Here we go. Looks pretty good. Can you guys tell I'm having fun? Alright, let me flip it over. I'm going to do the other side. I think I found the limit. 20 thousandths cut, and it's dragging down. So we got Ethan supervising here. See if we can make it through. It's definitely putting a strain on it. Guys, I've been having fun playing with the new toy. Went all the way around this block. So, and this was our roughing tool, and it still left a nice, pretty nice finish for a roughing tool. So, yeah, man, yeah, a lot of fun playing with this thing. I'm gonna make a finishing tool, like a shear tool. So that'll be a different video. So yeah, can you guys tell I'm having a blast? Yeah, a lot of fun playing with this thing. We did learn that that my last cut, I cranked up our down feed to 20 thousandths, and our cross feed was still at 10 thousandths, and that was pretty much the limit for the speed that we were running at. We could have gone to the lower speed, which would give it more mechanical advantage, but that was pretty much all it had available for power and for steel. And this is a half-horse motor. So, I don't know, might look into putting a bigger motor on. A couple of guys recommended that. So let's just do a little quick recap of what we did to this machine. So we made two new feed nuts, one for up here and one for the cross feed. We had to make a new shaft for the clutch arm. We got new drive belts. That's pretty much like a maintenance thing. We replaced the main shaft bearings. We replaced the crank pin with not a new one, but a good used crank pin. We replaced the stroke adjust lead screw. That was the one internally inside the bull gear. We replaced that. Plus we had to do that braze repair because we messed up. We hand scraped the ram and the body. We didn't do every surface, but we did the primary, the bottom surface, and the slideway surface in the body. We hand scraped the down feed. We put a new switch and power cord, and we did a heck of a lot of cleaning and painting and polishing and so forth. Yeah, it was quite a bit more work than I thought it would be. You know, originally I thought this was going to be maybe a month at the most, just a good cleanup. Everything appeared that it was there and intact, but no, it was full of surprises. Oh, and we did replace the oil pan, so with a used oil pan, because the belt guard boss had been cracked and broke. And we put the replacement belt guard on as well. I missed out on the list, so that's pretty much it. So this is going to be a wrap. We'll do some other videos with the shaper, but we're going to close out the series here of doing the cleanup and repairs and getting it working. And appreciate everybody sticking with the project and commenting and coming along for the ride. So thank you very much, and if you can, please hit that thumbs up button. It really helps, and we will see you guys on the next video. All right, thanks a lot. The chips are like little fish hooks, and they love to dig into the soles of your shoes.